Hey guys, this is Fisk, and today I'm bringing you another redstone creation. Today, I'm bringing you something that I've had here in my redstone world, which is apparently not rendering. I've had this, well, pretty much since I started out this redstone world at all. Like, really. What I'm trying to say is, I've had this for a crap load of time. Very long time, excuse me. So what this basically is, if you haven't read the title yet, which I would suppose you have, this is a capture the flag system. So I think this mechanic is really cool, and yeah, so let's go ahead and demonstrate it. So as you would assume, this this capture the flag system, it requires two teams, and that is a well, in this case I used a red team and a blue team. So let's just see here. I'm gonna type something in the chat because I do not know what team I am in, and I'm in the red team. So basically how this works, if you want to pick up a flag, you need to sort of like bump into it. So you just walk into it and nothing happens. And guess why? I am indeed in the red team, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you can't pick up your own flag. Like, that would be a bit weird. So instead, let's just try picking up the enemy flag instead. Like, that would be to a lot more use. So yeah, like logically you would put these a lot further away from each other, but just so that I don't have to walk across the map, I put them 5 blocks away. So when I bump into this blue flag, it played that little sound, removed the flag, and says FiskFille has picked up the blue flag. Now, nothing is going to happen unless I capture the flag. So to capture this flag, I just need to bump into my own flag, like that. Now, this would be a little simple, so I tweaked it a bit and added some more mechanics. So as you see, I added a little capture thing there. And if you didn't notice, the red captures went up by 1. So there's some mechanics, some extra thingies that I added. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate again. So first I'll pick up the blue flag, and then let's say while I was taking their flag, some other guy in the blue team went to get my flag, and he picked up my flag, like that. And I tried to capture my flag. It wouldn't work. What I'm trying to say is, you can't capture a flag that you are... if you have a flag, you can't capture it unless your team still has your own flag. Now, you may wonder, if both teams have a player with the enemy flag, yeah, then how is the game ever going to end? Like, none of the teams can capture. So that is actually my next feature, which is if you were to die, like, you know, now I am the flag bearer, so if I were to die, so I'll just go ahead and /kill. If I were to die, the flag would reappear there. So that if some guy in the blue team killed me because he knew I had the flag, then the flag, well, I would basically drop their flag and their flag would be back on its place. And yeah, then if one in their team has is carrying a flag, he would basically be able to capture it. And yeah, that's the basic mechanics. If you didn't really really how do you say it? If you didn't really follow along, I will just go ahead and show it again. So if I pick up this flag, now when I die / get killed, let's say there, it will basically just reappear because I dropped it. Now wait, let me think. I'm not really, I can't remember if there was something more. No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was it for the demonstrating part. Now, here's the redstone. So there's 3 parts of this redstone, and there's the thingy for the red flag, the thingy for the blue flag, and the thingy for making the flag reappearing when you die. So for this, I used, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. Pretty sure it's 4 objectives. So scoreboard objective list. Yeah, 4 objectives. So I have has flag, which is basically a true false objective. So if I were to have a flag, that would return 1 for me, and it's the type dummy. Now there's deaths to track if I die, I will lose the flag, and that would be type death count. And captures will basically be this little sidebar thing, so it's not really necessary, but you know, if you wanted a point system, then I would guess that would be ideal. And then the last one is health, and I'm not sure why that one is there. That's for something else. So it's basically has flag, captures, and deaths. Ideally it would be those 3, but you can actually do it with only has flag and deaths. So the really cool thing about this is that the whole mechanic is based off of 1 objective, and that would be has flag. So as I mentioned earlier, if my score of has flag would be 1, that would mean I have the flag, and it would also mean that the flag wouldn't really be there, aka the block. So I'll just go ahead and do scoreboard players set FiskFille has flag 1. See? So this is actually really simple. Well, maybe not, but technically it's very simple. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you that when I set it back to 0, the flag reappears. So this is kind of really simple, but since there's so long commands and you know it's all command block stuff, it seems a bit advanced and a bit hard to explain. And well, you know, it uses the new 1.7 features and stuff. So I will only cover one of them. I won't do both because they are basically copies of each other, I guess you could say. So what I will be covering, it will be the blue part and the death count part. Well, the flag drop part. So ideally, let's start with the sort of behind the scenes part. Like this is the part where it does the flag thingy, where if the flag is there or not, and this determines who has the flag and stuff. So basically, this is a normal redstone clock, which I will be turning off for the moment to decrease lag. Thank you. So that's just a basic redstone clock, which you should know by this point. Yeah, so basically, it will repeatedly power this, which is a test for block command, and it basically tests for a blue wool block at that position, these coordinates, right here, right there. And so if that, wait, wool 11, is that really blue? Yeah, it's blue. That was strange. Shouldn't be. Oh yeah, I forgot. I turned off this so it was stuck on wool is there mode. But yeah, so it won't be updating. So basically, better turn that on. Wow, I really do forget stuff a lot. So basically, it will test for a blue wool block at those coordinates there, and if it finds a blue wool block, then it will turn on this comparator, which would power this block, turn on another redstone clock, which would constantly, well, repeatedly power these command blocks, which would, first of all, the first thing here is it would set the score of has flag to 1, which is the has flag mode, to a random player within 1 block of the wool block's coordinates. So ideally, if you wanted to make this in your let's say a PvP map you're making, or capture the flag map, or whatever, then you would basically want to replace these coordinates with the coordinates of your flag. And yeah, so yeah, so the reason why I didn't put like at A or at P is that it would basically, if let's say 2 or more players would reach the 1 block radius quicker, just gonna turn that, well, at the same time basically, then it would just pick a random player out of them, rather than just always picking the one spot that is the closest. So that's kind of a neat thing. So another thing that it does here, it tests for if that player would also be in the red team, you know, since a red player can't pick up his own flag. So that does that. Now, if that command is run successfully, which will say if the score of has flag actually gets set to somebody, then this comparator will turn on and power these 2 command blocks. The first one is it will play the random.pop sound to anybody in the team red with a has flag of 1. And the random.pop is basically the sound that that is made when you pick up an item. Yeah, that sound. And the second thing it would do is that it would say that first, whoever's name of who's in the red team and has the flag, basically, and that he picked up the blue flag. Now, the second row of command blocks here is, the way I had to do this is a bit reversed. This is, this little section is actually for the red, and, well, no, it's actually for the blue, but it has to do with the red thing. So this other thing is for capturing. So it would say that anybody within 1 block radius of the wool block, or where it should be, and the has flag score of 1 and in the team of blue. So if I'm in 1 block radius of the blue flag and I'm in the blue team, then it would say that and if I also have the has flag score of 1, it would say that I have captured the red flag. Now to do this, well, to make this work, I had to do it reversed and not add the message after the command block stuff, because because I need to reset the has flag to 0 for that player, and if I did that first, it wouldn't be able to know who had the flag. So that's why, if you're wondering. So the first thing it would do is it would basically set their score of has flag to 0 again. And the second thing it would do, and again, this is ideal but not required, it would set the score of captures for player blue to, well, it would add a score of 1 in captures for player blue. Now, blue is not actually a player, but the way that scoreboards work is that they use pretty much just NBT, which means you can make fake players, so to say, in the scoreboard. So these red and blue thingies, those are actually fake players, quote unquote. The red fake player is actually is in the red team, so that the letters would be red basically, and reverse for the blue. Now that is it for the flagging part. Now here comes the probably most basic part of it, like making the flag appear and disappear. So what it would do is, again, it would repeatedly power this command block, which would test for at A, which is all players, if anyone has a score of has flag of 1 and is in team red, which will say if a red member has my flag, or the blue flag, so to say, then it would turn on this comparator and set the flag block to air. Now, it would also, since it powers this command block, it would also turn off this redstone torch, which is on the side of the command block, so that, so when this comparator turns off again, this block will no longer obviously be powered, and therefore the torch will turn on again, and when it does, it will power this command block, and it will basically set the flag block to blue wool again. Now, I love using this little setup, like how it does something when something is like that, and it sets it back when it's not. This is I just like it having this way, like next to the comparator, but that's just me. I just like it that way. I don't know why. Now here comes the death flag part thingy. So again, it would repeatedly power this command block, excuse me, and in this command block I have the command scoreboard players set at A score underscore deaths underscore min equals 1 has flag 0. Now, if you're not into scoreboard stuff, that would obviously or probably not mean a single thing to you, and you would just be really confused right now. So I'll explain to you what this does for everyone who doesn't know. So it would set a score of has flag back to 0. Oh wait. Now I'm confused. Like I did this like during night, so it might happen. It might be that I've done some errors. Oh no, wait, it's just me confusing myself again. If you're wondering, I really get confused easily, and which is kind of ironic because I do a lot redstone logic. So yeah, so it would set everyone with a death score. Well, everyone with if and how am I gonna explain it? This is the downside of not being like American or something. That's like one of the only bad things about being Swedish. Like sometimes you can't find the words for some reason, and that I do not know why. So I'll try again. So it will set everyone's score of has flag to 0 if they have died at least one time. Now, what this would mean is, since this is repeatedly powered, the death thingy, as long as you have died at least once, it would constantly set your score back to 0 of has flag. So that would mean you can't capture the flag again. Now, therefore, I added this little thingy. So when that returns true, or it runs the command properly, then this will turn on like usual, and it will basically set everyone's score of deaths to 0. So that would stop this from looping, so to say, and that is basically how I did it, so that it you will lose the flag when you die. So I really like how this is all just controlled by one single objective, which is the has flag. So I can basically determine who has the flag and in which team by just changing from 0 to 1. That's the power of zeros and ones, people. So I'll basically set it to 0 again, which means I do not have the flag, and damn, it's back. It's back to normal. So first of all, before I end this, I just want to excuse the lag, because my computer just is that way. And secondly, I want to excuse that I had to demonstrate this all on my own. Like, I bet that it would be a bit easier to understand if I had somebody to help me demonstrate this, since it's obviously a multiplayer thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this time, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating and subscribe. Leaving a like is always appreciated. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.